What is going on, HCP familia? It's G Funky Boxing, man, and it's time for, you guys know what time it is, man. It's HCP Uncensored, man. This is where we get it in, all right? This is where we get it in. You guys see the title, okay? All right, we don't run from things around here, all right? We don't run from the hot topics, man. All right, but I'm gonna tell you what we do around here. All right, this is what we do around these parts. All right, we destroy bullshit narratives. That's what we do around here. Okay, and this is a bullshit narrative. Okay, I'm sorry, but it just is. Okay, guys are running around here saying that Canelo is using his lawsuit against DAZN as an excuse to duck Charlo. LT, yes, you'll get a link, brother, in a minute. We're just going to set the table, all right? We're going to set the table, and then we're going to let you guys come on, and you guys can cook. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand something, okay, before I start letting people in, all right? Because D-Style and Chicano Prophet, they're going to be here. They already know the rules on my channel, okay? They already know. When you come on here, all right, I believe in order. So everybody's going to get an opportunity to speak. Everybody's going to get an opportunity to burn, whatever you want to call it, right? It's going to be uninterrupted, okay? Personal attacks, you will be muted, and you'll most likely be thrown out of the show, okay? I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there, okay? We keep it boxing here. You can disagree with us. That's all good. We ain't tripping off of that. But keep it respectful. Keep it boxing. And we will do what we got to do here. All right? Let me say what's up to some people here. We got 7 people here. We got LT. What's up? No ball. Run PMC. Got the Wolf going. That's right, baby. Wolf Pack. HCP Wolf Pack. A-Rod is here. We're going to go ahead and get this thing in, man. No, Paul, if you want a link, brother, you know you can get a link. You can hop on. We ready to talk about this, man. We're going to put this narrative to bed, okay? Now, here's what I'm going to say, okay? I've been called a lot of things here on YouTube. I've been called a hater of Canelo and things like that, okay? But here's the thing, man. What's right is right. Okay, and Canelo trying to get his way out of the zone because they reneged on the man with their contract is not a way of him ducking Charlo. Like, I don't even understand how anybody could even think that that's the case here. I mean, I'm dying to listen to somebody that agrees that he's ducking. And he's using this as an excuse. What's up, bro?
What's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm good. Ready to talk about this this narrative, man, this bullshit narrative that's going on. So here's what I'm gonna do, man. Since G-Funk's been drinking beer, all right, on the last show, you know what they say about beer, man. You don't buy them, you rent them, all right? So I gotta go take a leak. I'll be right back. But I want you to talk about your opinion on this topic, man. Go ahead.
Sure thing, man. I'll get into it because, this is a ridiculous narrative. And you know that, sometimes when you look around on YouTube, you realize that there's not too many people who will speak the truth. People are following narratives. And sometimes you need to come to HCP Uncensored to get the real story, a different perspective. So you've all heard about this idea that somehow Canelo has tied himself up in litigation to avoid a Charlo fight. To me, if you actually believe this, I think you need to get your head checked. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but to me, it doesn't make any sense at all. Like, let's think about it, okay? Let's think about it logically. When you avoid a fighter, there are all kinds of ways to avoid a fighter besides tying yourself up in litigation and not fighting for a year to 2 years. For example, Canelo had the opportunity to fight a UFC fighter and make $30 million. But instead, you got people telling you, oh, no, he's ducking Charlo. So he's tying himself up in litigation instead. So you're telling me it makes more sense for Canelo to tie up some of his prime years to not fight and make $0, and that makes more sense to him than fighting some UFC scrub that he could wipe out in a high-profile fight for $30 million? You guys got to get real, man. Like, you got to wake up and get logical. Like, I understand like narratives, but the truth has to speak for itself. Like, if you want to say that Canelo is ducking Charlo, we can have that conversation. But to say that he's using the litigation as a way to duck Charlo, man, I just don't know what to say about that. And I think that somebody needs to speak out. I mean, like, Canelo has a large fan base. He's the cash cow. But he doesn't get much representation here on YouTube. And that's why the Canelo Cartel, myself, Nopal, and 92 AKU, who's the unofficial member of the Canelo Cartel, will speak the truth. So if you want another perspective, this is where you got to come. All right, G-Funk, I wrapped up, man, just in time.
No, I was listening, man. I mean, I can't agree more with what you said, man. We understand narratives. We understand why certain people make narratives, you know. But guess what, man? We're not going to go along with the narrative, especially if it's something as weird as this, you know. I'm not going to unload the clip, you know, and I sure hope you didn't right now.
No,
but I'm not going to unload the clip because I want to talk with somebody who actually believes this. And it doesn't look like anybody here in the chat does, you know, which is good. We got about 10 people, 11 people here. This is ridiculous, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. Like you said, the guy, you really think this guy wants to waste prime years in litigation to not fight somebody? I mean, come on, man. Like, that's ridiculous. And just like you said, they wanted this guy to fight Khabib, Mastodov. They wanted him to fight Oscar De La Hoya. I mean,
for big bucks.
I can't even think about the thought of that. Just makes me laugh. Like, they want Canelo to fight Oscar De La Hoya, and they're willing to pay for that. You know, like, how could you blame the guy for wanting to leave them for that? You know, how could you blame him for that? Like, I'm not mad at him at all for this. Get out of that contract. I mean, these guys obviously don't know what the hell they're doing with boxing. Billy Joe Saunders is a good fight. Smith is a good fight. If Demetrius Andrade wants to move up to 168, that's a good fight too. But come on, guys. Like, he has to get out of the zone. And not only that, like, there's only a few places he can go once he leaves the zone. Either Top Rank or PBC, which is where the Charlo brothers are. You're going to tell me a guy, a good businessman like Al Heyman isn't licking his chops right now to get a Canelo Alvarez on his team? I mean, come on. Is he or is he not? You know?
Oh, he definitely is. Then, you know, people wouldn't have to pretend that like 100,000 buy pay-per-view is a good, successful pay-per-view.
Taco, do you really believe that? Let me know in the comment section why you believe he's ducking Charlo. Do you think it's because do you think he's using this as an excuse to duck him? Or what? Let us know. We want to hear it. And if it makes sense, we'll have you come on. But I really want to hear why you think he's ducking Charlo. Let's not even bring up the fact that Charlo's own brother, right? Jermell said Jermall turned down $15 million to fight him. I mean, what do you think of that? This is not my words. These are not Chicano Prophet's words. This is the man's brother, his twin brother said it. De La Hoya came out and said they offered him a lucrative deal. Charlo, that is, Jermall Charlo. They turned it down, man. He says he thinks athleticism scares Canelo. I wouldn't say it scares him. I think that athleticism, as far as like movement in the ring goes, leg movement, good lateral movement, definitely gives him problems. We've seen that in the past. But Charlo doesn't fight like that, bro. So, I mean, I'm sorry, you're not convincing me with that. Charlo doesn't move around the ring like that. Like a fight that we've talked about a lot here on HCP Uncensored. When Canelo fought at Islandi Lara, right? Movement like that is what gives Canelo trouble from what we've seen. Now, we really haven't seen him in there with a style similar to that since then, which is why I really wanted to see the Billy Joe Saunders fight, because he uses a lot of movement. So, you know, we could see, you know, if he's improving that or not. But we're not getting that fight because they want him to fight fucking UFC guys. Okay, you say 15 million is low? Louis Vuitton. Oh, I got you now. Yeah, but you know what? Hey, 15 million is a lot of money, man.
50 million would be his all. Sorry, I'm so sorry. 50 million would be his all-time high payday times 2.
Absolutely. And not only that, think about what he would get on the back end of that. His back end cut. You know? I mean, dude, he can make close to 20 million, if not over 20 million. We turned it down, especially back then when the offer came out. There was no pandemic then. So guess what? It would have been on pay-per-view. They would have had fans in attendance. They would have done good money, you know? I mean, think about it. We're hearing reports that the pay-per-view that they just had, both Charlo brothers on it, only did 120-something buys at the most. 120,000 buys. So, I don't know, man. I think that's a great offer, if you ask me. What do you think, Chicano?
Oh, I think it's an excellent offer. I mean, if you want, you can go listen to the narratives and it'll, you know, make you feel better. But you got to understand that we are nothing but hardcore fans talking in the YouTube boxing community. And you can see that we don't count for much because, you know, if you think that like a lot of hype on YouTube translates into a lot of pay-per-view buys, then just look at the Charlo pay-per-view buys. It doesn't equate to anything. What I'm saying is this. Canelo has never ducked anybody. Everybody's all of a sudden forgetting that Jermell, the guy who actually knows how to unify and get towards the top of his division, said, I would never duck Canelo and make that money. You know what it is. That's what he said. And you can act like he didn't say it all you want, but he did. De La Hoya said it. Absolutely. When is he? I mean, he's a strange dude. He's a strange dude. Don't get me wrong, but like promoters don't just lie about offers. And, you know, all of a sudden now I'm hearing too, like, oh, well, maybe there was an offer, but, you know, there was these stipulations. So all of a sudden this offer that you guys didn't admit to, now all of a sudden, you know, the details that were behind it. Like, you guys can convince yourselves and be happy about it, but you're not convincing the rest of the public who actually buys pay-per-views and actually knows who Canelo is. Charlo's, they got some hype here, but I mean, like you saw here with the pay-per-view buys, like, don't let anybody tell you that it's a success. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, come on, man. Let's get real. You guys used to make fun of Terrence Crawford's pay-per-view buys, Triple G's pay-per-view buys, who might have done more than this. Like, are you serious? I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Let me just refresh some people's memories. We had a few people leave for probably good reasons, but let's listen to this. Give me 1 second.
I'm 154. I ain't the one. I would never turn down no motherfucking Canelo. Y'all know what it is. I ain't never turning my money down. We had an amazing offer, a very lucrative offer for Charlo, and he turned it down. I'm 154.
Hey. I would never turn down Canelo for 15 million. We know who he was talking to in that video, man. So, hey,
Me too. Now,
you guys can run from the truth all you want, you know, but hey, at some point, it's always going to break free. Right, Chicano?
Absolutely. You know, this idea that Canelo's running, like, there's been much bigger boogeymen that people have wanted him to fight. People thought that he was going to avoid Lara fight. And like Run PMC said, regardless of what you think, he fought him. And if you look back at the purse, I think, you know, Lara made a pretty good amount of money. It was like 1.5 mil versus 1 million. Like, he didn't have to give him that money. He took the fight because he wanted the fight. He fought Triple G a little bit later than some people might have wanted, but he's the one who did it. And if you think about it, these guys have had the same career path, and Canelo has done nothing but do everything that Jermall Charlo could not. No matter how you like it, no matter which way you slice it, Canelo's resume dominates Jamal's resume in every aspect. And we can go over any category you want here tonight, and we can get into it. Like, you guys got to stop kidding yourselves. And if you're leaving because you can't handle the truth, I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, you can brainwash yourself, and feel better about it because you got all these guys on a panel telling you what to believe to make you feel better. But it's just here in YouTube, in the real world, outside of this, where numbers matter, resumes matter. Canelo dominates Jamal, and he's not scared to get in the ring with him. In fact, him going into litigation only brings him closer to PBC. In fact, I'm sure that's where he will go. If Jamal wants a piece, maybe the second time he won't duck the next offer.
I agree. I think some of the best fights for Canelo are on the PBC side. It's too bad that Berlanga kid, the Puerto Riqueño, who's knocking everybody out, is still pretty young in his career, because I think if he continues on the path that he's going, that could be a big fight with him and Canelo at 168. We know Mexico versus Puerto Rico, always big fights right there, man. Blood Boxing is here. He says, salute G Funky and Boxing Fam. Thank you so much for being here, Blood. We appreciate you being here, man. No Paul says, remember when everyone was saying Golden Boy would never let Canelo fight a Triple G because that was his only fighter? Yeah, for a long time, people were saying things like that. Buddy Aces says the Charlo brothers were beefing over who should headline the pay-per-view. I mean, I know that they split it and they broke it up and had that intermission so that it was kind of like both guys were the main events. But personally, I think that the right guy was on last, and that was Jamal. I mean, Jesus, Jermell. Sorry, guys, because his fight was just, in my opinion, was just more important. There was a lot of belts on the line in that fight. And now he's on his way to undisputed, and I think he will be undisputed if he ever gets Teixeira in the ring. So I think the right guy was the main event, in my opinion. What do you think, man?
I think so too. If you think about it, Jermel's handling business. I got nothing but respect for what he can do at 154. He's ready to be undisputed. He's one fight away from it. Meanwhile, Jamal, who's been the most protected fighter in the last 10 years, who's fighting bums and nobodies and 10-rounders up until he was 25, all of a sudden thinks he deserves a Canelo fight when he hasn't done jack shit. Here's my thing. People say, oh, well, you know what the Canelo fans say. They're going to go, well, what's Jamal done? Well, here's my thing. Besides the hype on YouTube, what has he done? If Canelo fights Jamal, knocks his ass out, and then Jamal goes and takes some consecutive losses, then that win doesn't mean much in terms of a resume. And everybody thinks it's this big deal that he beat Deverenchenko, who's 34 years old. Keep in mind, he's only like 6 months removed from how old Triple G was when Canelo got in the ring with Triple G. But Deverenchenko, 34, coming on 35. He's turning 35 this month. Another middle-aged fighter that Charlo fights. He's already lost twice to two more established middleweights. He lost to Triple G. Jamal hasn't done jack shit yet. If Jamal wants to fight Canelo and Canelo wants to fight Jamal, I say let's get it on. But for you guys to act like he's in the front of the line and he deserves something, you're going to have to give me a break.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because I wanted to clear that up after you were going to go. We're not saying we don't want to see Canelo versus Charlo. I want to see it. I've been saying it for years. All right, ever since that whole franchise belt thing happened, I said, look, I want to see the fight. I was mad about that whole situation, I want to see the damn fight. We're not saying that we don't want to see the fight. What we're simply doing here is saying that people running around saying that Canelo's lawsuit to get out of the DAZN contract is a way for him to duck Jamal Charlo is complete bullshit, man. Bullshit. That's I'm sorry. It is what it is. I want to read a few comments here. I've seen a couple of good ones here. We got Raider from LA Boxing says Jamal's biggest payday purse is reported 1.25, 1.5. So 15 million is at least 10 times his guaranteed payday. Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I don't care about purses. I care about what goes on in the ring and who's in the ring at the end of the day. But some of these things have to be addressed, man. We can't go around saying things like that, okay? And like and like the gentleman was saying earlier, I think he's gone now, but the dude Taco, I forget his name, his other name, but to say athleticism scares Canelo, I mean, I think it gives him problems, but that's not the type of fighter that Charlo is, man. He doesn't use his legs like that, you know?
You know, that's something I was realizing too. Like when I was watching the fight the first time, I didn't really think about how Canelo would do up against that style. But when I rewatched it again, I did notice that, yeah, Charlo has very good fundamentals, but he's not like this back foot Lara wizard. Not at all. He's there to be walked up to and to be hit and to exchange. And I do think it would be a good fight. But to think that Charlo's just going to dance around like, come on, man, take a look at that fight. That's not going to happen. I mean, have we even seen him perform very well on the back foot like Jermell can? I mean, I haven't, not at the elite level.
Yeah, it's he just got a different style from the guys that have given Canelo trouble. Now the thing is this: anybody that steps into the ring that's got two fists, of course they got a chance to win the fight. If he lands something big, who knows? If Canelo could take it or not. We don't know. We have to see that happen. But to say that his style is what scares Canelo, I disagree with that, man. There's some things that Derevyanchenko were doing in there last Saturday that I think Canelo could do, but just a lot better, if you know what I'm saying. Blood Boxing here says, as long as it's an even playing field. I mean, I agree. Unfortunately, we know that that's just not the way boxing is with the A-side, B-side crap, I'm an old school fight fan just like you, Blood. I wish it was like that, but it's most likely not going to be. I don't know what, as far as as far as money goes, we know Canelo's going to get more of the money up front. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. It's going to be at the weight he wants. It's going to be at the venue probably he wants. They're going to wear the type of gloves. I don't know if gloves are a thing anymore like it used to be, but weight and things like that, rehydration clauses and all that type of stuff. I mean, we don't know how that's going to be. I heard rumblings about there was a rehydration clause for the Kovalev fight. Turns out our partner in crime here on YouTube, Leaving in the Ring, 97 Rough, did an interview with Buddy McGirt where McGirt said there was no rehydration clause. So I stood corrected on that, because I was going along with what I heard that there was a rehydration clause. There wasn't, So, but as far as contracts go, I mean, we know he's going to A-side them, and that's the unfortunate side of boxing, man.
Oh, yeah. And this other thing that I hear is like, well, Jermall wants to fight. Jermall wants to fight. Like, have you heard it from Jermall? Like, I know Ronnie Shields, he's a fighter's trainer. I know that he wants to fight, but I don't think I've heard it. And, it'll be interesting to see if Jermall's handlers are ready to serve him up to Canelo because he's a bad investment and, generates piss poor pay-per-view numbers.
Yeah.
It's time to cash out on his ass.
And no, Paul, look, man, we've talked about this before. I'm not going to get on board with the franchise thing, man. It's just a stupid idea altogether, and the fact that they gave him this fake pretend title or belt, whatever you want to call it, and then they gave the actual belt to Charlo, created a lot of this stuff, it just did, the franchise. Yes. Ace's Tone 8. The franchise belt is stupid, man. I don't like it, man. I don't like it, man. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't want to fire off all my missiles, all my rockets, because I have a feeling that somebody's gonna, maybe not tonight, but maybe in the future, might come out and say, "Oh, this is the reason why he's not fighting Charlo, because he went into litigation so he can avoid him." I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna shoot everything off right now, but I just think it's ridiculous to say that, man. I really do.
People need to get real, man. Like I said, if you want to make yourself feel better about it and listen to people who think they're authorities on matters of people who make millions of dollars in prize fighting, I mean, that's fine by me. But if you look at it from the perspective of resumes and history, why would Canelo be scared of Jermall? Like, logically, there's been bigger boogeymen historically. There's just a lot of hype with Jermall. That's all. It's just hype.
Yeah, and I mean, look, that's cool if you guys like Charlo.
I like Charlo too.
Yeah, I thought his fight and his win against Derevyanchenko it's a big win for him, man. Big win for him. It's a legacy fight for him as far as right now. You know, you go back and look and say, okay, he beat Derevyanchenko, a solid guy. You know, but the resume before that, I mean, that's what I say, between J. Rock Williams and Derevyanchenko, like there's really not much there with Charlo, you know. And I agree, not all of it is his fault. You know, he doesn't have the kind of power that a Canelo Alvarez has, you know, to where he can demand pretty much who he wants to fight, you know. So there are times where you just got to take what's offered to him, but at the same time, you know, he should be pushing for some heavier fights. Triple G, I think, would be a good fight for him right now. He's got a belt. He could become a unified champion at 160. I think he beats the brakes off of Triple G right now if they decide to give him that fight. What do you think, man?
Oh, absolutely. Like, there's really no need. Although I would say that if we're just talking about resumes, Triple G is way more established, and he's also more of a draw. Like, you think about the wins that he has. He does have a win over Jacobs. People think it was close. I thought Triple G did win that fight. He already has a win over Derevyanchenko. He has a draw in which people think he beat Canelo, and a very close fight where he lost Canelo. But so if you're thinking about that also in terms of name marketability, Triple G deserves that fight more than Charlo does, if we're being real about it. But I do think that at this point, Canelo would absolutely wipe the floor with Triple G. So we don't need to see that again. I'm ready for Canelo to go to 168 and face the champions there. And if Charlo wants to move up to 168 and they want to make it happen, that's okay too. But just remember, it's like I told you, like I think it was on one of the first HCP Uncensored. I said, well, let's track this in real time. Everybody knows what Canelo needs to do next. He can unify 3 belts, be lineal champion, Ring Magazine champion. Oh, undisputed. All of a sudden, everybody's a boxing purist, right? But it seems to be okay for Charlo to inherit a belt and then move up to 168 to fight Canelo, who might not even have a belt at that time. And it's totally understandable. And if it doesn't happen, that Canelo's ducking. It's interesting, again, how Jamal doesn't have to take care of any work, just like always, and you want him to get to the front of the line. It makes me laugh, man, and I think y'all guys, you need a little bit of perspective sometimes.
Man, Chicano firing off some bullets tonight, man. I like it.
I got a lot, man. There's a lot of shit that I hear, and it's you know, at first it upset me, but then it's just kind of funny thinking about all these people who think they're like experts on the matter. Like, I mean, if it helps you sleep at night, that's fine. But I mean, this is just boxing at the end of the day. Like, you shouldn't let anything get to you like this. And if you want to think logically and understand that, you know, resumes are going to be compared at the end of the day, like Charlo hasn't done jack shit. Like I hear people say, oh, you know, well, he doesn't fight nothing but older fighters. He fought Mayweather when he was 36. Okay. I mean, one thing, you know, he had to take that fight when he had the opportunity to take that fight when he was weight trained. And then that same year, Jamal Charlo fought 2 36-year-olds and a 40-year-old. You don't even want to know how many rounds they were. You don't even want to know these guys' records. You don't know them, period. They're a bunch of bums. Okay. Jamal Charlo has been the most protected fighter in the last 10 years. Do y'all want to take a look? Oh, you know, Canelo only fights old people. You should look at the age differences between Triple G and Sergei Derevyanchenko when he fought him, and the age difference between Matt Korobov and Derevyanchenko when Jamal fought them. Like, who do you think did better? Who fought defending champions? Who fought future Hall of Famers and undefeated people instead of washed up people, contenders who've never won anything? You guys need to have some perspective, man. I'm telling you, it's for your own good. I say this out of love.
Man, Chicano is dropping some gems tonight, man. I want to acknowledge some comments here because there's some good stuff going on here in the chat. But if you guys want to help donate to G-Funk's channel to help it grow, there is the Cash App right there. It would be greatly appreciated. Smash the like button as well. We got the brother D-Style, man. He made it finally. I'm going to read some comments here real quick, man, and I'm going to let you burn. But I want to address what Blood said here. A few more TV bouts would have helped Charlo. 100% facts, man. Put this guy on regular TV. Fuck Showtime. Like, it's too hard for certain people to see it on Showtime. Put him on Fox with the rest of these guys. I mean, like network television is good for boxing, I think, man. I really do think that. Might have helped if he would have been on PBC Fox a few more times. It might have helped the pay-per-view numbers. You know what I'm saying? Ace's Tone 8 says Charles should be more active. Yes. This is a good comment here. Why hasn't Charlo and Jacobs ever fought? That's a good fight. That's another good fight right there.
Oh yeah, and why didn't he ever fight Laura? But I'm all of a sudden I'm told that Canelo's the guy who doesn't fight black fighters. Are you kidding me? Come on now.
Man, Chicano is cocked and loaded, man. I like it. D-Style, what's up, bro? You got a few things to say about this, man?
What's going on, guys? First of all, can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear, baby.
Man, let me tell you something, man. I have a lot of thoughts about a lot of this. Let me first get to this, okay? Is hospital over there? I hear a lot of utensils and shit. But look, man, the notion that Canelo is suing the DAZN, he's going through this whole process in order to avoid Charlo, is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Okay? That is up there with quoting Lupe Pintor from 9 years ago. Like, it's up there. It's up there. And if you want to keep deleting comments, buddy, I'll air the shit out of my channel. How about that? That's what I'll do. But that's not here nor there. It's like this. All right? Suggesting that Canelo, all right, and I want everybody to listen to me very closely, started suing the DAZN because he's fearing a fight with Charlo is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. It's a big load of crap, okay? I don't care if ego inspire you to say it. It's a load of crap, okay? It's a big load of fucking cow crap that they put in a dumpster and it's leaking with the fucking dumpster juice. That's what it is. It's fucking stupid, dude. Like these narratives are getting stupid. It's one thing to have an opinion. It's one thing to have an opinion, but to say things this stupid is inexcusable. Period. I'm hearing a lot of things that are inexcusable, by the way. Not just with this topic, a lot of other topics, but since we're on topic, no, Canelo is not suing the DAZN because he's not missing out on $35 million a fight, potentially, because he's fearing and running away from a guy he already offered a bunch of fucking money to. Why don't we talk about that? How the fuck you fear a guy that you offered $15 million to? How do you fear a dude that you offered here $50 million? You want to fight me? How do you fear that guy? Even if you disagree with the process, even if you think maybe Charlo wasn't ready, or maybe Charlo wants to wait and use some leverage and get more money in the long run. Maybe you want to do pay-per-view first and use that as well. That'll work out so good, but nonetheless, even if you don't think it was fair, whatever it is, you can't turn around and then say it's because he's scared. Okay? You don't offer a dude you're scared of $50 million to fight you. It's just not something you do. Okay? It's like if a dude lives across state lines and shit, and you offer to wire him $5,000 to come see you. Well, you don't do that if you're scared, right? Do you wire $5,000 to a dude you're scared to fight? No, you don't. All right? Stop the nonsense. What this is absolute trash and nonsense. I get that there's dudes on here that make a living doing this shit, okay? I get it. I don't make a living doing this. So I could come on, I could say whatever the fuck I want, okay? I don't make a living doing this. If I don't get super chats, I don't give a fuck, all right? I appreciate the support. I appreciate everybody that supports me, but I'm not beholden to anything. But there's a lot of dudes out here that make a living doing this shit, and they say some ridiculous shit, all right? They say shit that's literally, I mean, my God, dude. Canelo conspired, right? Of all the ways he could, quote-unquote, duck a fighter, what he did was offer him $15 million. He declines the fight, and then before he even fights, okay, who at the time is still this, well, he is like Derenchenko is the best opponent Charlo's fought. Dude's 30 years old. Okay, I just want everybody to know that. I believe he's a couple of months older than Canelo. That's his best fighter. Canelo's already fought 2, not 1, but 2 guys that already beat Derenchenko. All right, so that's the fucking fact. So you can take that, and like The Rock used to say, shove that shit up your ass. All right, but that's just the fucking truth, dude. Like everything I'm saying is true. But you're telling me that Canelo conspired. Like he sat down, okay, with dudes with hoods on and a big round table and said, I'm scared. I don't want to fight Charlo. I'm going to sue the zone because I'm scared. I'm scared. One guy's on BBC, one's on the zone. Not fighting him is very easy. That's all he wants to fucking do. He's fighting at 168. All right, do you not understand? Why the fuck would he have to go through all that trouble just to not fight that dude? Come on. That's ridiculous. That's what that is. And that's why I know a certain dude is deleting Chicano's fucking offer for a debate, a boxing debate. He didn't call you names. He didn't talk shit to you, dude. Come on. You're going to delete. Deleting it was the worst thing you could do. All right? That's the worst thing you could have done. But that's a different story. I don't give a fuck. What? Who wants this shit? I'm strapped on right now. I'm ready for this shit. Who wants it?
We ready, baby.
You don't want to fuck with the dragon. Who wants this shit? Who wants it?
The dragon is ready to breathe some fire tonight, man. Man, I'm loving this shit. Hey, man, look, here's the thing. This guy right here, Chicano Prophet, put me on the hot seat on my own channel. He came to me. He said, hey, man, look, I want to question you about some of these things you've been saying about Canelo, all right? I said, hey, no problem. Put me on the hot seat. Grill me, all right? Throw me on the grill. Grill my ass, all right? I don't run from nothing, man. And look, at the end of the day, look, he's still here. We're still good, you know? No harm done. Nothing, man. So my thing is this. If somebody puts an offer out there to say, look, let's talk about this narrative, right? Or whatever it may be. If you don't want to stand on your square and at least talk about it, I have to question if you really believe that shit or not, man. Or you just following along with what everybody else has to say, you know? That's the way I look at it, man. That's the way I look at it.
Hold on. I smell something, bro. Hold on. Man. I smell something fishy, and I ain't near an ocean. I'm in the middle of the fucking desert. Okay? Something smells fishy as shit. Either it's smelly pussy or it's fucking a fishy motherfucker. One or the other. Right? Okay, let me tell you something right now. Look, anybody who deletes, okay, a simple, I mean, you could always respond and say, no, thank you. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do, at least. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So that's that. You know what I mean? But I need to, you know, say this, bro. And I need to make this really clear. A lot of dudes out here are a little too comfortable in your little fucking bubbles. Right? That's what's going on right now. You're comfortable in your bubble, okay? You like people to just, you know, tell you what you want to hear all day. And when you hear something that doesn't go with any certain narrative or that busts your fucking bubble, what you've been listening to all day, all of a sudden you get this thing. It's called shock. Like, what? What? He said what? Yeah, motherfucker, because there's some people out here that think for their fucking selves, all right? I'm not out here being a fucking parrot. Okay, if you want to be a parrot for Ego and Dante, go ahead. Okay, Dante said, like, and all this shit. Okay, you want to be a parrot? Be a parrot. You want to be a parrot, or do you want to be your own fucking man? You want to be a parrot? Like, what do you want to be? You want to be a parrot or an eagle, motherfucker? What the fuck do you want to be? Huh?
Get them some carrots, or not carrots, crackers. That's what they eat, right? Get them some crackers, right? He's talking
He's talking That's what I heard. You motherfucking parrot motherfuckers. Okay, let me tell you something. Parroting the same shit ain't gonna do shit for you. I don't give a fuck how many motherfuckers keep repeating the shit over and over again. It doesn't make it true just because you keep hearing the same shit over and over again. All right? Rawr, he's ducking. Rawr, he's scared. Rawr. How about this one? Let me give you some. Okay, let me give you a little cracker here. Munch on this one. You ready? Here, probably want a cracker. Here you go. Okay, $15 million offer. Go ahead, try it. Rawr, $15 million offer. Rawr, easy. Okay, you want another one? Here. Okay, you don't sue. Okay, you don't sue a company that's giving you $35 million to fight to duck a dude. Okay, that already gave you, that you already offered $15 million to. This is not something you do, okay? His own brother came out and said the dude ducked it. Okay, you want to know the definition of moving the goalpost? This is how you move it. The lawyer comes out, right? And I was the same. I said, I don't know. I don't know if I trust the lawyer. But I didn't deny it, though. I didn't say, it's totally not true because fishnets. It's not true because spatulas. Okay, like, what the fuck does that mean? Just because you don't like it, dude, doesn't mean something he says isn't true. Okay? So I said, I don't know. I'm not believing it, but I'm not unbelieving it either. I just need a little more something concrete. His fucking flesh and blood came out. If Ramon Alvarez came out, okay? If Ramon came out and said, hey, mi hermano le tiene miedo a Charlo, le tiene miedo. Hey, you're scared of Charlo, bro. You're scared. You're running scared. If Ramon Alvarez said that, okay, a bunch of videos will pop out. Okay, wow, Canelo's brother said it himself. Wow, Canelo's brother exposes Canelo. OMG, like little fucking, like little Girl Scouts and shit. OMG, with a big explanation point and shit. Okay, Canelo's brother exposes him. Everybody knows I'm fucking telling the fucking truth. Everybody knows this, all right? Everybody knows this at the end of the day. We all know if Ramon Alvarez came out and said Canelo would duck a big offer, lucrative offer, something worth 10 times the amount that Canelo made before, all right? It would be everywhere. His own brother came out and he ducked it. First you said it wasn't true. Now they're saying, it just didn't have the right stuff in the contract. Okay? So which one is it? That's what's called moving the goalpost. Right? First it didn't exist, and then it's, no, I'm not sure about that. And then it's, no, but it didn't have good stuff in there. So why didn't we hear about it? Well, why didn't you, do something about it? Why don't you keep negotiating it? Well, what happened exactly? Why did you deny it at first, and now it didn't have the right stuff in there? Something's not right. Nah, but you want to go listen to the fucking parrots and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here before I choke the shit out of you fucking parrots. Because you parrots are food is what you are. Let me tell you, you parrots think you're fucking safe and shit. All right? When this fucking Jaguar Knight is chewing over your motherfuckers, okay, those big channels you look up to ain't gonna do shit. They ain't gonna do shit to protect you. Nothing. Because they know who the fuck I am. All right? So you better be careful with the shit you say. I'm just letting you know right now. Period.
Damn right.
Get the fuck out of here. I have a lot of criticism about Canelo. A lot. All right? If I start naming my criticism about Canelo, that Chicano prophet's going to freaking reach out through the monitor and try to choke me. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the truth. Like, everybody knows I criticize Canelo. All right? When it's appropriate to. Saying that Canelo, all right, because Canelo's saying no to easy fights, by the way. Say no to Masvidal. All right? That's an easy payday for Canelo. You guys know that, right? He could box Masvidal. They consider that a prestigious fight over there in the zone. He could get all these easy paydays, right? He could box Masvidal. He could box, the Diaz brothers. He could box McGregor, and he would make $35 million for those fights. He's saying no to those fights. He's saying, fuck no. I don't want to fight those dudes. But since he's suing them, all right, all of a sudden he's doing it to fucking run away from Charlo. He could just keep his contract and box Masvidal and not fight Charlo. You guys make no fucking sense. All right, but no. He's talking. Canelo Man fans. Rah! Lupe Pintor. Get out of here. You fucking piece of shit parrots. That's what you are.
And blood.
Hey, all right. Go ahead.
If you're still there, blood, that's an inside joke, man. Maybe we'll let you in on that off the record. But yeah, Lupe Pintor is definitely a funny thing, man.
Like, come on, if you're gonna sue, if he's doing it to Doug Charlo, right? Wouldn't he just say yes to the Masvidal fight?
Of course.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he just box Conor McGregor for $35 million? That's a good way to avoid Charlo. If he could just do those celebrity fights, he's saying no to those fights. You motherfuckers should be thanking Canelo for not doing those fucking circus fights.
Right.
You guys do understand the DAZN wanted him to fight Oscar De La Hoya for $35 million. All right?
Terrible
Seriously.
fight. Terrible fight. And these same guys that would criticize the hell out of Canelo for fighting a guy like Masvidal or Khabib or whoever the fuck it is from the UFC, you know, they didn't keep that same energy when their guy Floyd was fighting McGregor. I'm just saying. You know? I'm just saying.
Floyd was retired though. Like, that's what they would say, dude. A bunch of fucking parrots out here. All right?
Mm-hmm.
This is that fight hype motherfucker. 23 world champions. Like you say, Floyd. Like, that's how you guys are, man. You're fucking parrots, bro. Parroting shit all day and shit. Right? If I want to hear what those big channels got to say, I just got to listen to them. Well, why the fuck you guys doing, like, on your little ass channels parroting the same shit? Well, what are you guys? Don't you got any fucking dignity and shit? What the fuck's going on over here? Just parroting shit all fucking day. All right? Just parroting the shit out of stuff. Go ahead.
Not to mention, here's another thing, man. And this is why we say HCP is the home of real boxing talk here on YouTube, all right? Because these fucking big channels that come on here, like you said, just on here to make money, to push bullshit narratives, these motherfuckers aren't even talking about one of the best fights we've seen in the last 30-something years with Cepeda and Baranchik. Not even covering that. They're doing it, talking bullshit like this. Oh, wow. Canelo's ducking Charlo. That's why he's suing DAZN. Like,
they can't eat without
bullshit.
Canelo, bro. They can't eat without Canelo. That's what it is. Okay?
Hey, right.
And these are like, look, man, anyone who tells me Canelo's not the most popular boxer in boxing is out of their mind. Okay? You're out of your mind if you don't think he's the most popular fighter in the sport. Right? Period. No one's bigger in their country than Canelo. I think very few fighters. I don't know about it. Anyway, how big is he in Japan? Or maybe there's some guys that could rival him in their country, right? But in the world, man, nobody could touch Canelo, bro. Okay,
No.
I mean, of the active fighters, Floyd doesn't count. He's not active, right? Of the active fighters, and this is counting Manny Pacquiao, okay? Like of the active fighters, who's the last guy to get over 1 million buys?
I don't know. I don't think anybody has other than Canelo.
The answer is Canelo. Okay, and don't tell me it's because of Golovkin. Golovkin sold like an abysmal 160,000 on for that fucking his pay per view. So don't tell me it's Golovkin.
He did less. He did less than 100 against Lemieux, right? it was. Those are bad numbers too.
It did 160,000 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it did something like that. So at the end of the day, man, like I get it. You have to attach Canelo's name to it and all that, but like I get it to a certain degree. But goddamn, like don't go overboard with it. Like don't start saying that Canelo's suing DAZN, okay, because he wants to avoid a Charlo fight, or he's going to use the lawsuit to avoid Charlo. You know, like this. None of them were saying this before the Derevyanchenko fight,
right?
Obviously, he beats Derevyanchenko, good win for Charlo, okay? But my God, bro, they're acting he just knocked out Mike Tyson or something. You know, like what's going on over here?
Yep, great win. And you know what? Like, if any of you guys come across this and you say, oh, these guys are just hating on Charlo's, guess what? The three gentlemen that you see right here on the screen, all three of us bought the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I could show you the proof that I bought the pay-per-view. Right.
I don't
want to hear from a motherfucker that stream fights, okay, telling me I can't have a fucking opinion, right? And if you bought it, good for you, but apparently not many people did, right?
Yeah.
That's just the reality. That's another thing. Like what? Why does the Charlo pay-per-view have to be good numbers? Like, why does it have to do? Like, it didn't do good numbers, dude. Like, just sometimes it just is what it is. You know what I mean? So, like, sometimes the live shit happens, and that's that. Like, you know, like, it didn't do good numbers. Like, let's go back and assess it. Okay, those posters they weren't good posters. All right, but
Yes.
like they weren't. Like the way they did it failed. Now we got to go back. Okay, and assess the situation. Right? Maybe it's just better to just have the Charlos on regular TV. All right? Maybe they just weren't ready for pay-per-view. At the end of the day. All right?
Yeah.
Like that's the way it is.
I agree, man. I'm right there with you. And Blood mentioned it earlier. Shout out to Blood Boxing, who was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here or not, but he said that some TV exposure would have done these guys good, man. I agree. Put these guys out there so that, you know, casuals can see them.
Not everyone, very few fighters are pay-per-view stars. Okay? At the end of the day. So I don't know what the break-even mark was for Showtime. Because sometimes if you break even, it's a success. It just gave them an ability to put, you know, instead of having to put it on Showtime, they were able to put it on pay-per-view to have more fights, etc. But I doubt anything under 250,000 is the break-even mark because you got to pay both Charlos. That's 6 fights in total. All those fighters got to get paid, and they spend money on all that marketing. When you market, you're starting at a negative. So, like, you can't tell me this fight made money, right? We just got to be realistic here, right? At the end of the day.
Yep. Unfortunately, it didn't do like, I mean, we wanted it to be good. We were saying we were hoping it would be somewhere over 200, 250. That's what I said. And you can go back again. We got the motherfucking receipts. Go back and check the shit. All right.
Now,
we talked about it. All right.
And I want to say this, Chief Funky, because a lot of times it's a total money. So domestically didn't do that good, but those are the ones that were like $70 a pop or whatever. I think they overdid it. All right. I think they overpriced it. But even if you do the worldwide numbers, let's say it did 250,000 worldwide. Okay. The fight.com, dude, it was only $50. I'm sorry, $15. Right. That's all it was. So those pay-per-views, like whatever the extras from that, they call them digital buys, right? Whatever you want to call it, they weren't worth that much. So even if you had another 100,000 or 200,000 out of those, they weren't priced that high. That's just the reality.
Yeah, it's. I mean, these narratives are just trash, dude. I'm sick and tired of it from these channels. I mean, guys need to wake up, man. You guys need to wake up. Stop parroting bullshit. All right. You want real boxing talk, you got to come here, man. We talk about all the fights here, man. These guys aren't talking about none of these fights, man. They're only talking about bullshit. I mean, some of these bigger channels that are pushing this narrative that Canelo's using his legal trouble to get out of his deal with DAZN to duck Charlo. These are talking about.
I gotta be honest with you, Chief Funky. Look, let me say this. I'm not hating on the big channels because they obviously got the suckers that listen to them and they make money. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Okay. Yeah. But that's not that. Like, my issue is for the people that just believe it. Like, you know what I mean? And they run around, and then I'm doing the show. I'm just talking boxing, and they want to, you know, like push the shit on me or on other channels, you know, to start parroting the shit that they're hearing from a dude like Ego and shit. Like, dude, like that's not. I'm sorry, man. You know, I'm not impressed by what Ego says. Like, I'm not. At the end of the day, but like the people that parrot it, right? If you come and parrot that bullshit to me, like at the end of the day, like I'm not mad at the big channels because they obviously have an audience. They actually, you know, like, you know, they're doing their thing, like, you know, whatever. But though, like the parrots is what I have an issue with.
Yeah,
because they're not making any money out of this shit. They're just parroting the shit out of shit. Like, this is stupid, dude.
Yep. We talk all the fights here, man. We're not talking about fucking Sergey Kovalev, all right? And whatever the fuck he's into now. This motherfucker's not even fighting. Who gives a fuck what Kovalev's doing? All right? Nobody gives a fuck what Kovalev is doing, okay?
Like he's already been banished to the shadow realm by Canelo. Like that dude's done. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's over. You know what I mean?
But
for those that say, by the way, those that say, ain't no way Canelo offered him that much money. Well, that's how much money Kovalev got.
Kovalev got paid. He
Got
got
paid.
broke off. He got broke off something nice. Okay. So, you know, hey, 15 million is 15 million. Just think about it. All right. Chicano, you've been quiet for a minute, man. Chime in, brother. I want to hear what you got to say.
Man, I've just been listening along, and it's all the truth, man. D-Style, it's like you said, man, I'm ready to have that debate anytime. He knows who we're talking about, and he's the one who started calling names first, and I'm just trying to talk boxing. If he wants some, he can come get some.
Hey, and it's like this. If he wants it to stop the sneak this.
Just stop the sneak dissing, man. I came to you directly and wanted to debate directly. You delete my comment and then sneak diss me on your next video. Calling me names. I didn't call you any names, man. I'm ready to talk boxing. And I told you the next time you sneak diss me, it's going to be a problem. So you have an opportunity. Or if you want, you can just come up with your own narratives. I mean, you're only getting about 30 views a video anyways. I mean, when D-Style and I jump on and take a look, it probably doubled your shit anyways. So let's get into it. We can be friendly. We don't have to go at it like this. We can be friendly and talk about it. But I want to talk about the narratives. If you want to talk about the narratives, we can get into it and see. I want to see what you have to say. And we'll see whose information measures up to the truth and who's giving false narratives. And as far as everything else goes, man, it's like I said, this whole Charlo narrative, like I said, if it makes you feel better and it helps you sleep at night to think that Charlo's like this big bad dude, go ahead, sleep well. But in reality, in mainstream boxing, in as far as the resume goes and the way history is going to go, you're going to know that Canelo did everything that Charlo couldn't do. You do know that Charlo is the same age. In fact, he's older than Canelo, and he hasn't done jack shit. Canelo got to everything first, and he's the superior boxer. And he'll whip his ass when it comes to that too.
I think it's a good fight. I'm still rolling with what I said before.
And by the way, I'm sorry, go ahead, Chief Funky.
No, I'm just going to say, I still feel the same way I felt about it before the Derevyanchenko fight. I still think that Canelo beats Charlo. I haven't seen anything in that fight that makes me, that will make me change my mind, you know? I don't think he has the right kind of style to beat Canelo. But let's get it on. Curtis Anderson in the building. What's going on, man? He says,
Curtis, yeah.
Most people don't understand boxing. I agree. I agree 100%, man. I really do. Ace Tones 8 says, I haven't watched a boxing Eagle video in over 9 months. Hey, that's a good thing. I'm sorry, man, but the guy he's just out there sometimes with some of the things he reports. But like D-Style said, his people eat it up. So, hey, good for him. You know, he's found a way to make a living. Go ahead, D-Style.
Well, I was going to say, man, like, none of it's personal. Let me just make that really clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you know, it's get fiery at times, you know, like it is what it is. But, right, I don't appreciate, you know, the way a certain person acted. Like if you're not going to make it go away by deleting it because we already have access to the comment. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, you know, all I'm saying is, hey, just like you did, you fucking with Chicano. It's not a big deal.
No.
You know what I mean?
I encourage that with my subscribers and people that come here. If you feel like you want to call me out on something, you're more than welcome to do that. You know, I've given out links to people during these shows to come on and if they have a different opinion than we do, you know, and I got put on the hot seat by Chicano Prophet, you know. It's all good.
Just let me just say this, man. This idea that Canelo is using the lawsuit against the DAZN, which isn't the right about, by the way. Okay. And I need to repeat this because it's very important to people to listen to what I'm saying. Okay. If Canelo wanted to, he could have said, oh, okay, yeah, I'll box Masvidal. I'll box, you know, Conor McGregor or whoever you want from the UFC. I'll box UFC fighters. If because the DAZN considered that premier opponents. I want people to understand this. All right. So, like, he could have just done that, and he would have made $35 million a pop. Just think about that. All right.
Man.
Canelo's saying no to that. Furthermore, he's suing them because he's like, yo, I want some legitimate boxing fights, and I want to get paid what you told me you're going to pay me. All right? I don't want to box these fucking nonsense fights. Right? That or get me out of my contract, whatever it is. Okay? If the objective was, I just want to avoid Charlo, I'm sorry, he could have just boxed his UFC fighters for $35 million a pop, and who's going to stop him?
Nobody.
You know what I mean? Like he's not doing that though. Like, we should be thanking Canelo for that. Even if you don't like Canelo, like, you gotta like just stop and think about that and say, you know what? Yeah, it's a good point. Canelo, like, he could fight these. He could box UFC fighters for $35 million. Because that's who the DAZN says would make him a lot of money. He could box Khabib, right, and make $35 million. You could just do that. Right? He's saying no to that, obviously. He's suing the DAZN, and somehow, in suing the DAZN, they're turning this around and just turning it into some, like, he's doing this to avoid Charlo. That is ridiculous at so many levels. It's not even funny.
It is. Question here from Ace Tones 8. He says, when will we see Canelo fight again? He's saying by March 2021.
Something like that. I say that sounds about right.
I hope so, man. I really do hope so. And I hope it's with another promotional company than DAZN. They clearly don't know what the fuck they're doing over there, trying to get this guy to fight.
Well, I don't want to nitpick. Like, I don't want to nitpick or anything like that. But DAZN's not a promotional company.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. That the promotion company would be Golden Boy. So you still want him with Golden Boy?
Well, I don't know. It seems like he doesn't want to be with the Golden Boy himself. He's, they're in the lawsuit as well. So, he should just go. I mean, personally, I think PBC is the best place for him to go. I know there might be some people listening that disagree with that, but I think that there's some pretty good fights with PBC. Top rank, I don't really know who's there as far as middleweights go or super middleweights. I was telling Chicano earlier, man, I hope that, not hope, but I wish that Berlanga kid was, 3-4 years ahead of his time, because that would be a huge fight, man. The way that he's blowing people out, and he's a Puerto Rican, Canelo's from Mexico. That's a big fight, big payday, big rivalry, the best rivalry in boxing, Puerto Rico versus Mexico. But unfortunately, he's still in the early stages of his career.
Is it a rivalry though right now?
Right now, probably not. No,
I feel that's like calling the Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers a rivalry. You know what I mean? Like one's won 5 or 6 and one's won none. So is it really a rivalry?
Right now, probably I would probably have to say no. But
because Puerto Rico needs to step up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Yeah, we need a champion out of there, man. We had Adorno that was looking like he could have been somebody, man, but he's running into some bad luck,
I wouldn't call it bad luck, but it's a good way to put it, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll get his act together, but you know what I heard though? I forgot the name of his brother, but his younger brother apparently is even better and more focused. So something to look out for. Okay. So I'm just putting that out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Adorno's a nice talent, man. But yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously, yes, Mexico against Puerto Rico, big rivalry, a lot of history behind it. But it's not a rivalry right now. If we keep it 100.
No, definitely
like
not
Puerto
right
Rico
now.
Needs to stand up, like, you know what I mean. Puerto Rico needs to do something, bro. Right? I have to talk to Cano Sports, bro. Does he give us the inside scoop on all the up and coming Puerto Rican fighters? Because, man, I'm waiting for Puerto Rico to step up their game. You know what I mean? Give us some good fights, bro. Like, when's the latest fight that we've had? Right, where it was a big fight and it was Puerto Rico against Mexico?
That's a good question.
Canelo Cotto, I think.
I was just gonna say that, but I was trying to think if there was another one. But that's what I was thinking. Let's see here. We got Santeo. We know he's the guy, the prospect guy. Jeremy Adorno, younger brother, bantamweight at 122. Yes. Curtis says there are some promising Puerto Rican fighters coming. Man, I hope so, because that rivalry it's something special, man, when it happens.
It is.
I mean, right now, like we have some internal beefs, with Mexico boxing. We got like Berchelt against Valdez. We all know Berchelt's going to win that fight. Not even worth talking, but that's one of them. You know what I mean?
Wolfpack, baby, Wolfpack.
No, but for real, Berchelt's going to beat his ass, though. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to beat the shit out of Valdez. I don't know what you're thinking.
I'm not seeing that, man.
You know what it is about something about Valdez, man. A lot of people like relate to him, and he's kind of like Stitch. You know what I mean?
Oh,
he's like he was given a horse by Canelo, and he's like flaunting it on Twitter. Like come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like Berchelt's posting like videos of him hitting like the heavy bag and doing road work and showing all this. And this dude's like talking about the horse, and he's walking the horse. He's not even riding the horse. Just walking the horse. See, Funky? What's going on? He can't get on the horse, or what? Is he scared or what?
I don't know. I can tell you this: when my daughter does horseback riding, I am a little intimidated. These are fucking huge, man.
Well, imagine trying to fight Berchelt. Okay, he's gonna have to get in the ring with Berchelt. You know what? I think he's gonna pull out, bro. I think the dude's gonna pull out. Right? I'm just telling you right now. He's gonna pull out like a dude that don't want to get that bitch pregnant. That dude's gonna pull the fuck out.
Man, if he does,
he ain't gonna make the fight.
Yeah, if he does, then he will be the new hashtag pull out gang. Let me tell you. But I don't think that's gonna happen, because I think he's gonna beat Berchelt. Haplotype is still here. Hey, bro, thanks for joining us, man. I read you up, man.
Hey, check it out. So, hey, shout out to LT. Is that his name? They'll said it was an accident. I don't know why you got timed out. So I'll if for whatever reason you got blocked, I'll have to unblock you. Make sure you remind me. I don't think you got blocked, but They'll had his phone in his pocket or something. Or he was mad that Run PMC kept winning all that money, bro. Well, one or the other, you know what I mean? But yeah, what like he's showing off his alligators, like he's trying to intimidate Berchelt with alligators, and you can't take the alligator to the ring, bro. Okay, the alligator ain't gonna help you in the fight. Alligator, like, you can't fight Berchelt with your alligator. You might need the alligator, right? But you can't take the alligator. I'm just saying.
Haplotype, yes. Charlo will most likely have to move up to fight Canelo. But the thing is this, like, we're just addressing the narratives that are out there. We want to see the fight. We're not saying we don't want to see the fight. We're just saying that
everybody knows that Canelo's having issues with the DAZN. Canelo cannot fight anybody, guys. He can't even fight me. Okay? He can't fight no one. He can't get in the ring with anybody until he sorts this lawsuit out. You guys understand that, right? So any narrative that comes out saying he's using the lawsuit to avoid Charlo is a bunch of bullshit, okay? In fact, it's not even bullshit. It's lamb shit, right? Whatever. This is crap, right?
So we're talking about alligators. It's alligator shit. It's all the shit you can think of, all right?
Yeah. It's fucking diarrhea that's coming out of these motherfuckers' mouths, okay? Dude, no wonder Sam's Club ran out of toilet paper, okay? These motherfuckers buy this shit in bulk to wipe their fucking mouths from all the diarrhea they're fucking spewing, all right?
That's
what
a great
doing, dude?
That's a great comment there, Ace. Ace telling me Canelo is that music artist who's beefing with the record label. Canelo's going to come out, the fighter formerly known as Canelo Alvarez. That's classic, man. But it's kind of,
bro.
It's kind of like that in a way, I guess. You know, the way Prince was trying to break out of his contract with Warner Brothers back in the day. Maybe he'll change his name to a symbol like Prince. I don't know. What would the symbol be, Chicano? You're a big Canelo fan. Would he change it to his logo or what? What do you think?
I think he'd have to, but people would confuse it with California, so I think he's going to have to get a little more creative in the future. If he wants to have like cut like Roy Jones and Oscar De La Hoya did and get that music career going, it's never too late.
Oh, that's funny.
There's a bullshit going on over here. Why is he showing off his alligator and a horse that Canelo gave him? And, who does the Oscar Valdez think he is, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like he's trying to make himself more important than what he is. Like, you know what I mean? He can't. Canelo's not gonna fight for you. Your alligator can help you. Okay, it's gonna be you. All right, it's gonna be you and Reynoso in your corner, and that's it. Well, that awful advice he's giving you too. And you think you have a shot against Burchell? Burchell's gonna eat this dude alive, bro. Right?
I don't see that happening. I see Valdez piecing this dude up, man. To me, he's a lot more crisp, faster. Valdez got a lot of holes in it, but I'll give you this. Valdez is tough. I mean, Burchell is tough. He's got some good pop on his shots. He's going to come. He's going to bring. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a great fight. Can't wait to see that one. Is it official yet? Do we even know if it's official yet?
I believe it is, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That's great news then.
Officially unofficial.
Kind of like Garcia Campbell. Looks like we got a Lomachenko fan here. He says 10 more days. Hey man, look, you come back here in 11 days, whether T.O. wins or Loma wins. All right, we'll fucking be here. All right, we don't run from nothing.
Hey, look, man. At the end of the day, if Lomachenko wins, we got to eat the crow. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, he's gonna get credit. I've been here for L-Dog. I've been here for almost 10 years, bro. I've got a lot of predictions wrong. I've got a lot of predictions right. But guess what? You're going to see this face do a post fight every single time. Okay. We don't do that type of shit around here, man. I know you've probably seen some channels when they get a prediction wrong, they go run to the fucking God knows where, never be seen again. But that ain't the way we get down over here, man. We're ready.
Bro, go to the T1000s, bro. The T2000s, like, come up with conspiracy theories. And, they make shit up, like Lovegate, and whatever it is. You know what I mean?
He was weakened. They weakened him somehow.
Yeah, they weakened him. Instead of like taking his blood, they injected something in him instead. like the shit I've heard. Okay.
Yeah.
They gave him a cocktail that weakened him before the fight. You got any proof? Well, no, but it's obvious though. It's obvious. You got proof? No, but it's obvious.
Everybody sees he was weakened before the fight.
Come on, dude. Like at the end of the day, nowadays that's what the T2000s do. You know what I mean? But who knows what the fucking T3000 is gonna do? A T3000 is just gonna deny reality. You know what I mean? My guy won. What are you talking about? Nah, dude, we just signed up team. Fake news. That didn't happen. My guy won.
Right. And Buddy Aces, go to D-Style Boxing here on YouTube. We just did Hispanics Causing Panic over there. We went and broke down the Villa Navarrete fight.
And we broke down the fight. We interviewed Villa a couple weeks ago. The whole nine, definitely.
We had Ruben Villa on the show 2 weeks ago, man. You guys are missing out, man. This is why you got to come to HCP, the home of real fucking boxing talk. All right, we get fighters on. We break down all the fights. We talk about them after the fight, whether we're wrong or right. That's what we do, man. All right, y'all sleeping, man. Wake up.
What, like zombies or what?
Yeah, the slow motion videos of the yes, those were classic, no doubt about that. Looks like somebody's blocked over there. I guess I don't know.
I don't know, Buddy Ace is maybe a moderator blocked you. You know what I mean? But I always I accidentally blocked fucking G Funky's wife. You know what I mean? So I'll now that you mentioned it, sure, I'll take a look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes he's a little quick on the draw, man. Hopefully he's not like that.
But I haven't personally blocked anybody in a long time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
L-Dog says he's got Navarrete late stoppage. Chicano Prophet says the same thing. D-Style and I are taking Villa by decision. But again, the breakdown is over on HCP on D-Style's channel.
But if we get Stitch Duran, though, Chicano's not invited, bro. You know what I mean?
That's all right. That's all right. I know he'll need all the camera time, you know. So I'm not.
I'm gonna put him on the solo screen too, like the whole screen.
They put his whole face on there.
Yeah. I'm gonna put him on the whole screen, bro. He's gonna stay even after we're done with the interview. I'm just gonna leave it up. You know what I mean?
It'll be like
and
that
then I'll
time.
bring you on, Chicano, and you got to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll be like that time Ruben Guerrero confronted the fake one, man. I don't know, man. I had an imposter in my house, bro. I don't understand that shit, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We got a request from Nopal Baxianos. He says, "Let Chicano interview him." Oh man, you down? Are you down for that, bro, or what? Would you be willing to do that?
Hey man, we could make it happen. You know, he seems like a good personality, and I'm sure he's happy to answer questions, and I'm sure he'll love the camera time just as well.
Hey, what's up, LT? I saw you were. Soteo said his phone was on his pocket when he got timed out. I don't know why you.
That was that was a mistake, man. That was a mistake. So
we got to check all that. But check it out.
We'll take care of it. Go ahead, bro.
And next week, gonna give away some Run PMC. He got all the money, bro.
Run PMC, that boy got fat pockets tonight, man. Shout out to Run PMC, man.
Like, style boxing just giving money. You know what I mean? I don't talk about it, or you don't have to wonder about it. You don't have to, I just give it to you. Like, wired on the spot. You know what I mean? And next week, we got a grand prize, okay? In celebration of the Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez fight, okay? And you guys got to tune in next week. And all that good stuff. But hey, I do want to say some here. Okay.
This is uncensored, baby. Let's go.
Hey, G Funky.
What's good?
Why is Valdez gonna get his ass whooped against Berto? You know what I mean? That's what I want to know, bro. They keep avoiding the question.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. He's going to ditch that Reynoso fucking, let me change everything about you and try to make you fight like Canelo. He's going to go back.
Come out with freckles and like you know, red hair and like a beard like Canelo in the next fight, bro.
Shoulder pads.
Yeah, yes.
It's getting like that, man. But no, look, the thing is this, you know, Burchelt he's a pretty skilled guy, okay? But you're trying to turn him into something that he's not. You know, I feel like if you want to add little things here and there, that's fine. But don't take away from the root of what he is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I think is happening down there in the Reynoso camp.
A palm tree. No, I'm not a palm tree.
Right.
No, like, what do you mean? No, you're a palm tree. Like I'm not.
Reynoso's that farmer that's going to put apple seeds in the soil and expect to see fucking oranges, all right? Oranges ain't going to come out, all right? It's going to be
apples. Gonna yell at him like he was yelling in there, you're going to grow, all right? Apples in the past grew under all circumstances. Like, dude, it's not the way it works, bro. Well, why was he yelling at Neri? Like, and Neri doesn't know that it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, yo, Chicano, like you're over here talking about Ciceran. Well, what about your boy Reynoso, bro? He's all yelling at Neri that this is what legends are made of. All this other like Teddy Atlas tendency type shit. Like, what's up?
You know, I'm not a fan of him either. It kind of reminds me of like Chavez's old trainers. You know, Chavez's old trainers would be like, "Come on, do it for your country, do it for this." I feel like Reynoso is just like a more calm version of like, "Come on, Cabron, get it done. You're a better fighter. Come on, do it. Do what you used to do. You're the better fighter." I'm not really a big fan of him myself as far as what he can do with the newer fighters he's gotten.
Right.
It has not looked good, man.
I agree with L Dog that Burchelt's going to beat the fuck out of Valdez. You know, I finally agree with him on some. So there you go.
I don't see that happening, man. I'm taking Valdez. He's going to shock the world, and it shouldn't be that much of a shock because I just think he's just better than Burchelt, man. Burchelt's wild at times. He gets hit a lot. Man, he's going to get pieced up, bro. I'm telling you. That's what I see happening, man.
It's weird. I don't know, man. I see L Dog's comment on the StreamYard, but I don't see it on YouTube. Is that just me?
That is a little strange, huh? No, I see it there. Well, one of them is. That's weird.
Okay.
But I see him there, so.
Yeah.
Chicano. I can't remember who you're rolling with in that one. Who you rolling with in that one, bro?
I'm rolling with Burchelt, man, and I'm confident about it. And I called this before the last fight, so I feel good about it. And every time I see them fight, I just feel more confident about it. I'm ready for it to happen. Some good-ass boxing coming up.
Oh yes, and I want
And
you
by the
guys.
way, I appreciate you agreeing with me, but since you wore that hat, you're still not getting the $5 transfer.
Nah.
I'm not saying, you know what I mean?
Here's what I'm gonna tell you guys. Keep this in mind, okay? I'm hot right now, baby. I'm hot. I can't remember the last time I predicted a fight wrong, and I picked some major upsets this year, man, and they've come through. So let me tell you something, man. You Loma fans, you guys better be worried, man. You Pershelt fans, you guys better be worried because
I'm worried about one thing, though, Chief Monkey. I can't lie. You know what I'm worried about?
What's that?
Every fighter we've had on has said Loma.
I mean, you know what? It's not. I mean, it's not crazy to think that.
You gotta those are the pros. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not saying it didn't change my mind, but it is in the back of my head.
You know what? It's not going to surprise me at all if Lomachenko goes in there and frustrates Teofimo. Like we've seen him do that. You know, he's one of the best in the game right now.
Oh yeah, tremendous fighter.
I just think that from what I've seen from him lately, he's been getting hit by guys a lot more often. We've seen him getting hurt, getting buzzed by guys. I think Lomachenko has not been in there with a guy who can hit as hard as Teofimo Lopez. I think he's going to get hit. I don't think he's going to be able to avoid getting hit with a big right hand or a quick left hook from Teofimo. Teofimo got a fast fucking left hook, man. If you guys go back and watch that Comey fight, he hit him with one of the quickest short fucking left hooks I've ever seen, man. That thing was super quick. And then he's boom, hit him with that right hand. And he was out of there. That's what I think, man. I know he's an underdog. I get it, but I'm not afraid to put my neck out there and say I'm picking him, man. I think he's going to catch him with something big, man, and I don't think Loma's going to be able to handle it, man.
Let me ask you this: when we had Diego Magdaleno on, he said Loma would be too much for Theo. He's been in the ring with Theo. Sour grapes, or his honest opinion? What do you think?
I'll be honest with you, man. I think it's an honest opinion because the way that he answered the question, it didn't come across to me as sour grapes. I felt like he was just like, breaking down the fight from a fighter's perspective. What do you think, though?
Well, he did say that he felt sick, and he said no excuses, but I felt sick going into the fight, and the team I had wasn't all there, but So maybe he feels that if his circuit – now, I'm not saying there were sour grapes. I'm just saying that maybe he feels like he's conflicted on giving him credit, but at the same time, like saying, if I had the right team, if I maybe he did feel sick. I don't know, right? Maybe he feels, I don't agree with this, but maybe he just honestly feels he would have won that fight with Teofimo Lopez. Maybe it's, I don't know, it's something he's convinced himself of or whatever, but, fighters are fighters. Fighters always believe that, hey, if everything went right, if the right team, and if he feels better than he did before now, maybe that's where it comes from. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Chicano, you heard that interview, right? What do you think, man? Do you think it was sour grapes, or you think he's just being honest about his prediction?
No, I think that all the fighters are being honest. I don't think it was sour grapes there. I do respect what other fighters have to say. And like I said, I think that Lomachenko is a tremendous fighter, and he deserves all the respect that we give him. He's very skilled. And it's like you said, G-Funk, I agree with everything that you said. I see Lomachenko getting a little bit worn. And right now it's just the perfect time. Teofimo is too big, too strong. And Lomachenko does get hit. And when he hits flush, then we're really going to see what happens. But until then, I mean, I'm really happy to see like what the breakdown will look like in the ring. Like I do think that Lomachenko has a plan. I think he's going to be really good with his footwork on his front foot. And I do think that he could get Teofimo out of position a lot of times. But it's not going to happen all night. And once he hits Lomachenko flush, then we're really going to see what the fight's all about.
L-Dog, I'm going to tell you like this, man. You got to stop. You got to stop with this. I've heard you say this on a few other platforms, dude. Magdaleno got knocked out, bro. He got beat up in that fight, okay? If we're going to say Magdaleno gave Teo problems, then you can't sit here and say that Linares didn't give Lomachenko problems, okay? And that's one fight that you're like, Loma won it easily. Like, dude, he was barely winning that fight by the time he stopped him. And who the fuck doesn't stop Linares, So, come on, man.
All the guys have beat him. All the guys have beaten him before.
Yeah.
Now, what he
No.
could be saying, I mean, I don't want to put words in his mouth, right? To speak for himself, but he could be saying he saw elements in the fight that he feels maybe if Loma applies those certain elements to the fight with Teofimo Lopez, he will have more success with them than Diego Magdaleno did. Because there are times where even if a guy clearly wins a fight, right? Like, let me give you an example. So Jose Ramirez, I'm high on Jose Ramirez. I believe he beats Josh Taylor, right? But even with saying that, I know it's going to be a really tough fight. And I know Josh Taylor can win. And it's not out of this world to believe that Josh Taylor could win that fight because, in my opinion, they're both beatable. But, Jose Ramirez is beatable, right? But the fight with Morris Hooker, everyone forgot the times that Morris Hooker gave Jose Ramirez trouble. And that's because, to quote a really, may I say famous YouTuber,
Go ahead.
Dwyer, right?
Mr. Dwyer.
yeah. Knockouts, stoppages, right? They give people amnesia, right? Now, I know what Del Dog is referring to, but I still don't think it's enough. Because I already know Loma's going to give Teofimo problems. Okay, I already know this. I know it's not going to be an easy fight for Theo up until he lands that big shot, right? Like, I just think he can't avoid the clean shots forever. Like, they're going to be landing. Like, people been putting hands on Lomachenko since he's moved up.
Right? Yeah.
All the fights, they've been putting hands on him. Like, I'm telling you right now, dude. They've been putting hands on him. Okay. Like dudes, two broads in the movie theater. Like putting hands all over him. You know what I mean? They've been putting hands on him.
Yeah, definitely. But here's the thing. Like, I just watched that fight the other day because I'm working on my prediction for that fight that's going to drop right here on this channel. So make sure you guys like and subscribe if you want to check out the breakdown. But I just watched that fight the other day, and I got to be honest, man. I felt he handled him pretty well.
I think he clowned him. Well. I think he clowned him. I think he embarrassed him in the last 2-3 rounds. And we will see, of course. I mean, look, this is a great fight, guys.
Oh yeah,
this is a 50-50 fight if I've ever seen one. And you know how not per, like, you don't decide if it's 50-50 if you personally believe it's 50-50. It's when you look across at the boxing heads everywhere and you see a divide, like I'm seeing people that are confident that Teofimo Lopez is going to win. I'm seeing people confident that Lomachenko is going to win. I see people in the middle somewhere, right? Some feeling it's going to be tough at Theo. It's going to be tough at Loma. I see some people saying it could go either way. Like, that's how you know it's the collective decides whether it's 50-50 or not. And as I look at the landscape, it's 50-50. People are really, really excited about this fight. And I got to tell you, look, let me tell you, dude, I'll eat my crow if I'm wrong. It's not a big deal to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
at the end of the day, it's just that, I'm going in, I'm believing, I'm confident, and I'm a dude until the wheels fucking come off. I'm not going to jump off. Like, no one's going to give me an argument that I'm suddenly going to jump off the Teofimo Lopez train. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know what? Never mind. And it's going to jump off. Nah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to stand my square. This is the decision I've made. And I believed this for a while. And when the fight was official, I came out and I said, Teofimo Lopez by stoppage. And you guys can tell me whatever you want. You're going to be nervous. Those rounds are going to feel slow for a lot of you Lomachenko fans. All right, your heartbeat's going to be beating like a motherfucker, okay? Rup-a-pum-pum, but it's going to be like rup-a-pum-pum, like it's going to be going quick, all right?
Yep.
And I can't wait for it, bro. Like, look, that nervous feeling, those butterflies in your stomach and shit, like when they're both in the corners, like bouncing, and the bell's about to ring, I can't wait for that moment. Let me tell you this. Whether you love me, hate me, whatever it is, at the end of the day, we're all boxing fans, right? We all love this sport that many other people wonder why we love. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that makes us, you know, in a way, part of a big family, right? Now, of course, in families, you have beefs and you have people that like each other, whatever, but we're all part of this whole boxing thing, okay? These fans that come on here and talk about this shit. Like those moments, like that, like that moment, those big fights, that feeling you fucking get, that's why I do this shit. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for attention. I don't do it for anything. I do it for that, okay? I do it for that. And if you've been a boxing fan long enough, you know what that is. That feeling you get when it's about to fucking go down, and I can't wait for it. Okay,
I love that feeling. I love that feeling, man. Right before a big fight starts, you got those butterflies going, you know. But it's such a relief, like you said, man, because, you know, we're not emotionally attached to fighters. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm not. You know, I'll make my prediction, you know. I'll stick with it. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, I'm always back talking boxing because that's what I love to do. That's why I started this channel, to come out here and talk boxing with people, because there's just not a lot of hardcore fans that I know outside of YouTube. So this is where I come to talk boxing with good people here that know what they're talking about, you know? And I love this fight. I think it's a good fight. And I think it's going to be a shocking upset, man, to a lot of these dudes, man. Not to me, because I believe he's got the speed, the timing, and the power to catch this dude and to knock him smooth out. All right? Smooth out. I want to ask you guys this, you Loma fans, just a hypothetical question that are here. If Tio lands that straight right hand on Lomachenko, who is a southpaw, do you think he takes it? You think he's going to take it and just continue to walk forward, or you think he's going to it's going to bother him, maybe put him out? What do you guys think, man? I want to know, because I don't think he's going to be able to handle it.
You know what I think? I'll tell you what I think. One, I think it doesn't have to. Could it knock him out cold? Sure. But it doesn't have to knock him out cold. It could just hurt him, and it could be the beginning of the end.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But what it can do, let me tell you what it will do, even if it doesn't get him to that point, right? If it just catches his attention. All that talk, bro, all that, in the Ukraine, we punish dudes that talk shit to us and all this stuff, that shit's going to go out the window. This motherfucker's going to be boxing from the outside, bro. He's going to try to fence him with gloves for the remaining of that fight, try to win a decision. All this is going to punish him and all that. It's going to go straight out the window once he feels that power. So the one thing Teofimo Lopez has to make sure is that when he finally lands it, he's got to make it count. Okay, because this dude's going to get a little, in my opinion, you know, they got to fight the fight. It's going to get a little scary once he hits him clean.
I believe so too. I believe this is a great comment here about Haplotype. Because Loma's a very good fighter who didn't fight enough to cement his legacy. He's supposed to win. The beauty of this fight is the question: is the guy and time for Loma to lose to? Yeah, I think he's the right guy for it, man. I really do. You know. I really do think that, man. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But and I hear what you're saying, L-Dog. You know, that's a good point. Not as far as he takes it, but, you know, he doesn't fully commit to his punches like Comey, because, you know, he likes to hide his power. A lot of throwaway shots. He likes to put pressure on guys, try to wear them out. As where Comey, you know, he's trying to knock you out, you know. But the thing is this, man, you gotta keep this in mind. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care if you're Lomachenko. I don't care if you're Pernell Whitaker. I don't care if you're Willie Pep. I don't care if you're Floyd Mayweather, right? All these great defensive fighters, right? The more you open up, the more opportunity you leave to get yourself caught with some shit, man. That's all I'm going to say. Think about the times that a guy who was a great defensive fighter like Floyd Mayweather, think about the times he's gotten hurt. It's always because he's opened up on somebody. You don't care. You cannot defend yourself when you're letting go of shots. If someone's punching with you, man, if someone's forcing exchanges with you, you're going to get fucking clipped. That's just the nature of the fucking business, man, whether you guys like it or not, man. And I think that's what's going to happen here, man.
Well, let me ask you guys this, man. How it's going to be a Saturday I do believe Monday Night Football is gonna put this on full display. I do believe ESPN's gonna promote the shit out of it. It's free, not pay-per-view, and even if you don't like Bob Arum, bro, you gotta give him credit. Okay, give the old fart some fucking credit, please. Okay, he got the fight for free for us. Okay, all right, seriously,
brilliant, yeah.
Right? So he got it done. He got it done, man. He came out publicly and said, "Stop taking people's money, like right now. You know, let's give them good fights." He said, right? But anyway, this fight, big fight, big lightweight fight. I've been saying this, man. When we did that show a while back, this is the fight for lightweight supremacy. If you guys want to argue the semantics of whether it's, you know, whether it's undisputed or not, and do you need all the belts? I mean, I get all that, and you guys, you could have fun with that, but without question, the winner of this fight, okay, like in my opinion, Loma's the guy right now, right? But without question, the winner of this fight is the best lightweight in the world, okay? And Lomachenko wins, he's got a good argument for number one pound for pound, right?
Yep, absolutely.
But especially if he dominates the way some people feel he's going to do it. And if he does, he deserves all the credit in the world, right? But this fight, ESPN, you know, ESPN, whether people love it or not, guys, it is the biggest sports channel. And this goes to everybody outside of the U.S. I don't care what anybody tells you. ESPN is the biggest channel, okay, for sports in the United States. FS1 is a distant second, if it even is second. Okay, it's bigger than NBC Sports. It's a million times bigger than Showtime. It's just that's first of all, that's what it does. It does sports. Okay. This is where they have fucking Monday Night Football, the most watched game in the NFL, okay, every week, right? This is where, you know, the biggest sports shows are. Like, period. I just want to make sure people understand this. This is big, right? So we know when the Lakers win the championship, G-Funky, you know, the real kings of the NBA, all right? When LeBron adds another chip, you know what I mean? And we're celebrating, you know, whenever they're covering, like LeBron better than Jordan? When they're doing all that, guess what they're going to do? Run commercials of. They're going to run commercials of Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko, man. And you know what they could do? They could show highlights of Lomachenko, like decapitating motherfuckers. Okay. When he made Comey do like 10 backflips and shit. Okay? He made Comey, like he had this dude rolling around the ground, bro. Like he just man, now this dude went to another dimension, bro. Okay, I was waiting for Ant-Man to pop out in that ring and shit. Okay, so they could show that. They could show the great highlights of Lomachenko, like stepping around dudes, landing combinations, and making guys quit. I mean, they have it there, and they could call it, you know, for supremacy. You know, and I think all boxing fans should really be tuned into this. Let me tell you guys right now, if you're in the United States, and you're not watching this on ESPN, you're a fucking asshole. Okay? If you're streaming this shit illegally, all right?
Yeah.
You're a fucking asshole. Let me just say that right now. Okay, first of all, you don't have to pay for it. You just need ESPN. You know this fight, all the restaurants, bars, although not many of them are open, but to a certain capacity, they're going to put it on. You know what I mean? A lot of people, a lot of eyeballs. Anyway, I know I sound like a promoter now, but the reason I'm saying all that, dude, is this fight going to flop? Or are we going to wake up and then the next day, oh, it only did 400,000 viewers or stuff like that? Or is this fight going to do over 2 million? Over, under? And I want to know what the chat thinks. Over, under? 2 million domestically. Over, under. What do you think, G-Fuck?
Over. No doubt about it, man. Like you said, ESPN, they know what the hell they're doing when it comes to sports, man. I got to give them that. Although I can't stand the hot take shows that they have, but you know, people are going to watch this thing, man. I really believe that. This is a great comment here, and I think this is going to tell a lot about the fight, man. I think Teal's going to make him fight, bro. He's not just going to let him look pretty all night. Chicano Prophet, what do you think, man? Over 2 million?
I think it's going to go over 2 million, and I also think the fight's going to deliver, which is going to be great for boxing in general. I think the mainstream public needs to see an excellent fight and start getting excited about it, and then boxing needs to use that momentum and start giving us more fights that we want to see.
Yep, we got a lot of we got a few people saying over, a few people saying under. I mean, yeah, I think it. I thought I read a tweet, man. I should be screenshotting these things so I can bring them up on the show.
I was saying that Pedraza, the Loma Pedraza, did over 2 million, but that was before COVID.
Yeah,
and I know it doesn't sound like it matters, but it actually, I mean, apparently it has mattered because sports in general, man, like they're not doing good numbers post COVID. Even though people are home, like I don't get it, but you know, that's just the reality.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with. I mean, I don't want to turn this into a political thing, but. Sports are bringing in a lot of the social things going on, and quite frankly, a lot of people in this country, they just don't want to see that when they watch fights, you know, like or sports in general. You know, sports is like an escape for a lot of people. You know, me, I believe in your right to say what you want and to protest if you want. You want to kneel for the flag during the anthem, you kneel. That's your choice. You have that right here, but a lot of people don't like to see. I think that's really what's killing a lot of the numbers, especially the NBA. I mean, they just said that the NBA Finals did the worst ratings in NBA history. I think a lot of that has to do with what's going on with the whole political statements that they're doing. But we'll see if they change that. Next season.
Well, look. Either, and I know you don't want to turn into politics, but I just want to say, either we live in the land of the free or we don't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you want to live in North Korea where you're forced to stand and salute the flag, like what makes it great is that you're not forced to do it.
Right.
Right. That's what it is at the end of the day. Okay. That's what makes it great. But that's not here nor there. Look, man, when it comes to the armed forces, like just about every group, every type of nationality or ethnicity, I should say, has been in the military and has contributed to the military in all the wars. Okay. So just, just let people do what they want to do. You know what I mean? But while that's true, G-Funky, that was going on. That whole thing's been going on for like 4 or 5 years, though, since before this president. Like, all that's been going on, and we didn't have the ratings tank like this.
I know, but I think it's because it's been.
I just think because it's not just sports, bro. Just in general, like people aren't watching TV like that. You know what I mean?
Plus, also, I mean, I think that's probably a big contributing factor to that. I also think that because fans aren't there. People have said that like it's just not the same. Like I got to be honest, when I was watching the NBA games when they first came back, I felt like I was sitting in a rec center watching guys play games. Like I'm just gonna be honest with you. I just did not have the same feel. Baseball the same way. I mean, I watched all these sports. It just doesn't have that feel to it.
And I'll tell you, people were ragging on boxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were putting a bunch of nobodies on ESPN on a Tuesday, and it was doing more viewership than fucking the MLB. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like on Saturdays and shit. You know what I mean? The reason, like, and this is from inside. It's not like I got the inside source, but this is from the Aficionados or whatever the show was called on Leave It in the Ring, and this is a guy that kind of was on the inside. He said that the ESPN was happy with the numbers, like that boxing was delivering. Those 300,000 viewers, that was the highest rating ESPN had the whole day, bigger than First Take. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This was a Tuesday afternoon. They were happy with these numbers. All right. Now, the reason people were counting it is because, one, it's lower than we're used to. Right. And also the UFC was doing more, but it was an unfair comparison. It was the best that the UFC has to offer, right? Versus boxing at like 10%. You know what I mean? That we were getting like some, like nobody's fighting and shit,
Yeah.
But I'm just, I'm just saying, at the end of the day. But this fight, though, it is a Saturday night. It's going to be the featured fight. Now that boxing is bringing the big names like Loma versus Theo, now it's ESPN's putting it center stage. And whatever UFC is doing, that will be on ESPN Plus. Like they're taking the backseat now, you know. And now this is where boxing needs to look, guys. UFC was doing about 1.3 million on Saturdays. Okay, if Teofimo Lopez Loma does double that, okay, they could go stick it as far as I see it. Right. so that's why as boxing fan, we should be pulling for it, man, and watch it. Don't stream a free fight on ESPN. Okay.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And it's easy to watch. It's on every basic fucking satellite or cable package you could get, So I mean, I think if these fights that were on like PBC that were doing like $1 million, I mean, what was it? Delorme versus that Jamal James dude, like that did over $1 million. I mean, nobody knows those guys. Like
that's true.
I think it's gonna do
now,
some.
Now that was Fox though. That was in cable though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
You put anything on Fox, it's gonna do at least 800,000. Anything. You can put a puppy on TV, it'll do a lot of viewers. But this is gonna be a more accurate assessment. This one, okay, on ESPN, I think.
Definitely, man. Well, this has been a hell of a show, man. We cooked, we overcooked, we burned it. We burned the whole thing down tonight, guys. All right. Anything you guys want to add before we cut out, man? We've covered a lot of things. We had a lot of great people here in the chat that engaged with us. But anything you guys want to add before we end this thing, man?
Let me just say this, bro. I don't know blood salam, but let me say this. Completely unrelated. It's gonna be very vague, but whoever hears it will know what the fuck I'm talking about anyway. Okay. Let me just make this really, really clear. All right. Whoever fucks with blood, you got problems with blood, you got problems with me. Okay. Let me just say that right now. I started doing YouTube because of blood. Right. So anyone's got a problem with blood, you got a problem with me instantly. All right. Period. Now, no one has yet, but don't come to me, like, hey, man, whatever it is, like, just know. All right. Got problems with blood, you got problems with me. Okay. Simple as that.
You got problems. You got problems with blood. You got problems with HCP. All right. Because I'm in that shit too. Blood is one of the first guys that I subscribed to here on YouTube back in 2009, back when I was just one of those guys that would leave comments on videos. I wasn't even making videos. It took me about 2 years to build up the courage to start making videos, and it's been a hell of a ride ever since. But yeah, man, we got your back, blood. Don't even sweat, man. And this is right, A-Rod. This right here is the home of real boxing talk. Don't ever forget that. I know. Any final words, man?
This is okay. Let me tell you, HCP, we don't talk about talking boxing. We just talk boxing. Okay, there we go.
That's right.
My final thoughts are, whenever you guys want to have the conversation as to who ducked to, I'm ready to have that conversation. I'm ready to have the debate at any time. We have the facts. And, I do like Canelo, and obviously I'm a fan. But this is about the truth, and this is about false narratives. And here you're going to get real boxing talk. And if you don't think this is real boxing talk, you guys can come over and have that conversation anytime you want.
That's right. This is the home of real boxing talk, the home of the truth right here, HCP. Thank you guys so much for being here. Chicano Prophet and D-Style Boxing. I am G Funky Boxing, and we are out. See you guys on the next one.
Peace out.